We're live. I'm going to shut off the TV because we're live. You don't need to see me on the TV because we're live. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. It's our Reno reveal. So we'll show you the office later, but let's talk about what we're going to cook today. We're going to cook some lamb with Moroccan spices. We're going to put it on a bib lettuce leaf with some tzatziki sauce and red cabbage. For our snacks, we have, basic, we used to call them ants on a log. There's no raisins on these, but it's nut butter with celery sticks. Plain almond butter on one side, and this is almond butter mixed with cocoa and protein powder. You can make your own. You don't have to buy it pre-made, but I happen to bought one pre-made with NutriBio protein, just to show you if you want to be simple, you can be simple, but mixing protein powder with nut butter is your own high protein nut butter. So you really can buy it pre-made, but you can, and the NutriBio one's very good. And then we also made some oatmeal flax bars, high in flaxseed. I've been using this recipe, recommending it for over 20 years, mostly for women with menopausal symptoms, because you eat a lot of flax, it drives anti-inflammatory cascade, it gets rid of a lot of those night flashes. So I finally made them. One is with brown sugar, one is with molasses. The molasses ones are with cranberry, and the brown sugar ones are with dates. And sugar's not a good choice. So I cut the sugar in half. So don't expect them to be super sweet, all right? The bottom line is you have to get used to not having sweet things. So that's the menu for today. I want to thank our live audience, so give yourselves a round of applause. Make sure everybody fills out their silent auction tickets. Everybody got free silent auction tickets. Got to have your contact information on them, and find the prize you want. So if you win a door prize, it's going to be one that you chose, not the one that I picked out of a hat and you say, oh man, I wanted the other prize. So it works, but you can do it. You can put them all in one. It's definitely not a problem. We'll be picking the prizes tonight. So this recipe is really quick. It's easy. Lamb is actually a good meat because lamb only eats grass, so it's grass-fed. So the fat content in lamb is a healthy type of fat. It's high in omega-3s. So you don't need too hot of a pan, and we didn't put any oil in the pan because just give the lamb a chance to start to throw off some of its natural oil, and then you can start adding in the spices. So we'll just let that get started a little bit. But again, you'll see not much fat, but lamb has some. But since it's grass-fed, that's good. We like grass-fed meats. Grain-fed meats are pro-inflammatory. Grains are pro-inflammatory. So it's not only what you eat, but it's what you eat eats. So there's a little bit of fat coming out. So now I'm going to put in, this is a half a pound for what we're making here. It's a half a pound of lamb. It's a half an onion, 2 cloves of garlic. All right, so just put that in there and just let that saute. As that breaks down a little bit, we'll add our Moroccan spice mix. I make it easy. So look, whether it's lamb, whether it's chicken, I could be using chicken. We can do it in the exact same dish with chicken. It could be alligator. It doesn't make any difference. It really depends on what do you season it with, right? So I have different seasoning mixes. Again, you can go to the store and buy Moroccan spices, Italian spice mix, taco spice mix, or you can make it yourself. All right, so what the Moroccan spice mix is, it's coriander, fennel, and cumin seeds and anise seeds that are roasted in the pan for a little bit, just to help release their oils. Then I grind them up, add salt, pepper, cinnamon. and I make a whole bunch of it. So now it's done. So if I go home at night and I want to have Moroccan spiced chicken, I don't have to roast the coriander and pull out the cumin. It's ready, and I can just put it right in there. So it makes it super simple. I have a taco mix and I have a Greek mix. The Italian mix is the only one I make separate each time. So I guess I'm a little biased. So this will take about a teaspoon plus. So a heaping teaspoon or teaspoon plus. I would recommend you put it in as the meat's browning because that really helps to release the oils. And once the meat browns, the onions will be cooked through and the garlic will be cooked, and then all we have to do is plate it up. So it's again, it's a very simple, efficient dish, and you can use whatever protein source you want with the Moroccan spice mix. You can even use tofu. You know, it really doesn't make a difference. But don't be afraid of lamb. It's grass fed, so you'll be in good shape. So we're going to let that cook just a little bit more. We have our Bibb lettuce and our tzatziki sauce. Just as the lamb finishes cooking, it's still got a little pinkness to it. We're going to add a little bit of spicy mustard. You can add a Grey Poupon, you can add any sort of brown mustard, all right? So this is the brown mustard I use at home. So that's the same brown mustard I'm using here. And this gets again, heaping teaspoon. And we're just going to let it wait just a second because the lamb's not quite cooked through. And what this does is gives it great flavor, number one. But the other thing it does is it adds a little bit of body. So it tightens up the fluid that the lamb has thrown off. And as you stir that in, we're going to add some fresh mint. So between the mustard at the end and the fresh mint, it gives it a really nice balance. And the mint is one of the last things you add because you don't want to cook all that flavor out. If you're using dried mint, that's okay. But again, I would still add it, not at the very end, a little sooner so it can pick up some of the moisture. And this is just about a tablespoon of fresh mint. Cilantro goes real well in here too. So if you have some cilantro at home, throwing in some cilantro is really excellent as well. Now, this is done. I'm going to let it just cool for a moment because we don't want to put the hot meat on the Bibb lettuce because then it'll wilt right away. So we'll just give it a chance to just cool a little bit. Our tzatziki sauce is, real simple. Greek yogurt, a little bit, maybe 2 cups Greek yogurt. I use 1 clove of garlic, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, a little bit of salt, and dill chopped up. You can also put a little mint in there if you want as well. We have mint in here, so I didn't add mint in it, and that'll go on top as well. So, and again, if you look, there's like no fat in there. I mean, it's like, oh, if you did that with ground beef, it throws off a lot of fat. Lamb is lean, but the little bit of fat that's there, don't be afraid of. It's okay. Good fats are important. Bad fats are no good. Bad fats come from products, deep fried foods, your hydrogenated fats. All right, those are the fats that drive inflammation. So those are the ones that you need to stay away from. So you put a little bit of lamb in each one of your Bibb lettuces. You could also, if you want a little extra vegetation, because vegetation is what's important. The lamb is just the vehicle to get our vegetables in. Adding red pepper, sweet red pepper to this dish would be great. So You can be as creative as you want. But it's like a faux type of taco type of thing, but on the Moroccan side. So if you're feeling like you want to go over to Morocco, this is a good way to do it. Yeah, exactly. There's that. And then red cabbage. I didn't pickle it. Why? Because I like crispy. All right. Red cabbage is really high in antioxidants, anthocyanidins, good for your brain, good for your immune system. Research has shown that people who eat a lot of colored vegetables, carrots, red cabbage, things with color in them, have a higher, better immunity. Okay, it's a natural immune booster. Antioxidants, they're high in antioxidants. Antioxidants eat up free radicals. Free radicals make you vulnerable for disease, infirmity, sickness. So a little bit of crunch, and then a little bit of tzatziki sauce. And look, you can make these however you want in terms of proportions of tzatziki and red cabbage, but we'll just do a dollop. But we'll leave it out for you in case you want to add more. You can help yourselves, and then we'll plate up. And the other thing is, this is just the ones I made just now. I made a whole batch of these last night of the meat, and I'm just going to warm it up a little bit so it stays very well. And so it's something you can make ahead of time. I wouldn't necessarily do this part at more than, half hour. If I did it at 4 o'clock and we served it at 5, that might be okay. But I wouldn't go longer than that because then the cabbage will lose a little bit of its crispness. So that is our presentation. And, eating it is, let's take this one right here. Nice and simple, little finger food, all right? There go. Oh, see, 5-second rule. I can put it right back in. And you can even put the red cabbage on top like that, or if you want more, add more. But that's it. Faux tacos, basically a Moroccan spiced lamb with tzatziki sauce. Enjoy.